welcome back. I'm the Northwest Fisherman Chris, and if you're new here, welcome for your first time, and if you've been here before, welcome back, guys. We finally got it. This is January takeover box from MONSTERBASS. This is my platinum box. Usually, I'm super excited about takeovers. And just the MONSTERBASS box in general. It's always a really good box. This month isn't one of my favorite boxes, because it's from, well, one of the companies that I'm not a huge fan of. But let's get this thing cracked open and see if there's any good surprises in here. Because I've been surprised by this company before. Yeah, let's just dig into her. This month is all about Lunkerhunt, which I affectionately call Lunker Junk. But they occasionally have some really good stuff. So let's get this cracked open and go to that first page. PB Crushing Baits. Yep, this is my Platinum Series box. I also get the Gold Series box, which is going to be pretty cool. That'll be coming up later. And then they have Silver Series and the multi-species series. Lunkerhunt, we all know about Lunkerhunt. A lot of their stuff is really, really weird. And I got some of that weird stuff in this box, but I'm also kind of excited about it a little bit too. So, the first one up is the Battle Beetle. Let's find that guy. Oh yeah, here we go. So I got a black Battle Beetle. Battle Beetle. Jointed wiggle action, side to side rattle, feathered treble hooks, floating, 1 to 5 feet or 1.5 foot diving depth. See what I mean? Weird things. I mean, this could be really, really good. But this could also be one of those things where it's like, Lunker Junk. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so it basically just looks like a giant scarab, or like a giant dung beetle, with some feathered trebles here. Little jointed section right there. Diving bill. Actually, that's a kind of a really neat rattle, actually. With it being floating, too. This might be something that would be cool to throw up in the shallows during the spawn. I can't think of anything that quite has that sound, that tone. It's kind of interesting. I'll throw it a couple times. Huh. Alright, let's see what this says. Battle Beetle, 2¼ inches, 5/8 ounce, diving, 1.5, armed for a fight, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, okay. So, I don't know how I feel about this. And that's kind of how I am with Lunkerhunt baits in general, is I'm not really sure how I'm supposed to feel about it, because it's definitely not something that I would go out and probably pick. Yeah, that's definitely something I would not probably pick on my own. But, right here, we got pre-rigged finesse baits. Okay, so I have a love-hate relationship. Yeah, okay, so we got two different ones. I have a love-hate relationship with pre-rigged net baits. You usually only get one jig head, which is what we got here, one of each. And then you don't get that many baits. But sometimes they can be really good. Let's crack open this finesse frog here. It's 1/4 ounce, 3 inches long. Kind of an interesting presentation for a Ned rig. But it could be really good, actually. Actually, yeah. My my skin completely drains it out, but those little flipper legs, they go crazy. I'm not that shaky. So it's got a pearl bottom, pearl belly, green pumpkin back. Can't go wrong with that color combination. It's got a typically worthless weed guard that's not actually going to keep weeds away, but 1/4 of an ounce, I mean, that's not that bad. Would I have necessarily bought this? Probably not, but I mean, the colors are right. The size profile is kind of nice. The action's pretty sweet. Give this guy a little pass. The other one we got is your classic craw. Crack that open real quick. Okay, finesse craw, 1/4 ounce, 3 inches long, just like the frog was. And it's a craw. It's a green pumpkin craw. This is I mean, I'm not mad about the colors that I'm getting here, because the black's going to work well, this green pumpkin's going to work well, that green pumpkin pearl's going to work really well. Yeah, I'm not really mad about it. Would I have bought this outright? No. Would I have preferred to just bought this, because I have quite a few net heads already? That's probably what I would have done. But that's kind of, it's neat. It's cool. I'll definitely use this. Okay. Swim bento is the next one here. It's like a swim bait going on. Crack this open. What's the color they call on this? Dace? Dance? Dace? Dace. We'll call that Dace. So, this looks like it has a piece of foil in it, and that's what's so reflective in here. Flip this guy over here. Got some nice attention to detail on the eyes. It's pretty supple, so it'll probably work halfway decent in cold water. And warm water, of course. It's a heavier plastic, so it doesn't have a lot of stretch, so it would probably rip alright. And it's not like a piece of foil in there, it's some sort of, maybe it is like a piece of foil, or like a piece of, like, you know the ribbon streamers on balloons? I wonder if that's what that is inside there. Either way, this is pretty sweet, actually. I kind of really like this. This I would probably buy. Yeah. It's pretty cool. I mean, you only get 4 in a pack, but that's not that bad. Depending how much that pack is. Retail. Alright, let's throw this back in there, but no, those are super neat. I like those. Oh no, there's 5 in a bag. One of them fell out. So that's kind of useful. So you could get like 1 package of these and rig a whole entire umbrella rig if you were running a 5-arm umbrella rig. So that's actually, it's kind of smart packaging quantity there. I do like that a lot. That's neat. Okay. Impact Series, Crush Popper, and Reactor Lipless. Guessing that's probably what these are. Okay, so let's get this lipless open first. Because I am way closer to using this lipless, which I could use fishing right now, versus that popper. Kind of makes me sad a little bit. I think this is like my second wintertime popper I've gotten that I kind of really wish I would have gotten a couple months sooner. Okay. So it's not too flashy. Oh. Standard rattle sounds. not bad. Nothing super reflective. It's a translucent bait. I mean, the sides are kind of reflective, but not... it's like a muted reflection. So it's sinking, figured. 1/2 ounce 8, 2.5 inches long, and it claims to have a tight wobble. Interesting. This thing actually might be really good. So it's got that classic silver side, black back look, and with kind of a beer bottle lower side there, and then a pearlescent white on the belly. Super solid color combo. Alright, let's get this popper open, because this is pretty cool. So it's obviously floating. It's not a diving bait. 1/3 of an ounce, 2.5 inches long, and it dives, of course, 0 feet, because it's strictly topwater. Get this guy open here. Oh, throwing stuff on the floor already. Classic popper feathered tail. Front sharp hook. It's almost got like a baby bass pattern to it, with those black diamonds down the side. Almost forms like a fake lateral line. Pearl belly, a little bit of chartreuse in the face with some red in the nose. Of course, you got that chartreuse tail. What kind of sound we got out of this? Okay, so it's got a pretty good rattle. I wonder how good of a popper this really is. This might be a surprise. So, a couple of the Lunkerhunt baits that I've gotten, there's been a couple where I was like, oh, this might be alright. And it turned out to be really good. Like that, in my Best Baits of 22 video, I brought out my deep diving Lunkerhunt jerkbait. It's a lot better than I expected it to be, because I think the subtleness of the different change in rattle, the different sound, but with a similar presentation to other baits that a lot of other people are throwing, being a little bit different is really nice. It's kind of like in your classic jackhammer versus throwing something like a thunder cricket situation. Side by side, I mean, you can argue both ways, whatever. They're both bladed jigs. However, pretty much everybody's throwing jackhammers anymore. Not as much people throw consistently a thunder cricket. That's why I always keep both. All the chatterbaits, and then I keep a lineup of thunder crickets just to be different. Like if I see somebody else on the water and they're throwing a bladed jig, I can almost automatically assume it's a chatterbait of some sort by Z-Man. So I'm gonna throw the thunder cricket, or I might just continue throwing the jackhammer. But as far as poppers go, this could be a surprise all-star right here. This is a great color. All the colors in this box are really fantastic. Actually, I'm super happy with that. Let's flip this page over. Cold water type action. They're breaking down the lipless. I guess I should have flipped through these a little bit more. Finesse swim baits. Yeah, I should have done this a little bit better. But yeah, you just throw a jig head in the swim bait or throw an umbrella like I said. Top water. The wake bait. I didn't get a wake bait. Oh, they're counting this as wake bait. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so kind of a weird book, but it's fitting for kind of a weird brand. And of course, the last thing I got is that Reckless Roach. Okay, I would not buy this. There's no way that I would go walk into the store, look at all the tackle on all the shelves, and pull this. There's no way. Am I going to throw this? Oh yeah, I'm going to throw this. Okay, so it's a giant bug. Green and black body, orange belly. It's essentially it's like a frog. It's rigged up the same exact way as a frog, and you kind of fish it a lot like a frog. So you're going to pull it so all the legs pull back. You don't really pop it. You don't really. Okay, so that's where the frog ends. So you're not gonna kind of pop this like a frog. You're just gonna kind of pull it a little bit. Let those legs do their thing. Just and pull it. Legs release. Do their little action thing. And you're gonna pull it again. Not pop it, but like just pull it like a normal speed or maybe a little bit slow. And it's a novel idea. I'm definitely gonna throw it. I'm gonna definitely throw it when we get back to summertime. But would I buy it? Probably not. I mean, just being realistic, because it's Lunkerhunt. Some of their ideas are just kind of dumb. We've all seen the videos with the spiders, you know, with the giant like the spiders like this big. I had one, and I think they have a rat now too. They have a whole bunch of random things. They have a bird. I know they have a bird because I thought about buying the bird just because I was like, well, that's weird. But yeah, I mean, all that stuff is pretty normal. Okay? And, like, all this stuff I'm definitely going to use. And I'm going to use it up. And it's going to be great. And it's going to be fun. I'm really interested about this popper. But these two things, I don't know, man. They're just... They could be really, really good, or they could just be kind of not worth it. It's going to be interesting to see. I actually think trout would hit this one. So I might try to re-rig this with like a stinger treble hook. Or something. See what I can come up with. If it doesn't work for bass. Always try it for trout. Because they're kind of weird and they hate green and orange and all those things. But yeah. It's Lunkerhunt, man. It's always kind of weird. It's just kind of one of those things that make you go, But, yeah, there we go. Yeah, I'm really happy with the box this month. I mean, I probably don't sound like it, but I just kind of got wrapping my mind around these two and the different things I want to do with them. And just see, because they're so weird, okay? Like, I also have the topwater wakebait, like, fish. So it's like a flat fish, same idea as this, basically. It's on its side, it's got 3 treble hooks on it. And the big one, I couldn't get any bites. The little one actually worked pretty well, surprisingly. But it was one of those baits where it was kind of hit and miss. It didn't necessarily always catch fish. But it was one of those things where if I was like middle of the day or whatever and I was in a new spot and I was like, I'll throw that weird fish thing. And then I just throw the weird fish thing. And there was no like conditions because you didn't want to really throw it anywhere near like actual cover. So it made it kind of a great like mid-depth or like open water, top water, which was kind of a unique situation to be in. But it worked. Sometimes. I mean, the places I was throwing it probably wasn't where it was meant to be thrown, but it caught fish, so I can't say that it doesn't catch fish. So I'm kind of really interested in these two. More so this one. But this rest of this stuff, I would definitely 10,000% use these up. Probably save this one till spring or so, at minimum. This I could throw tomorrow. Um, these, I love swim baits, guys. You guys should all know that by now. If it's got a paddle tail on it, I'm already sold. Lipless, I could throw that tomorrow. The popper, it's one of those things that's going to have to wait. So, like, this stuff, all three of these things, I just have to set over there and wait for it, which kind of sucks, but they're cool enough and they're kind of weird enough that I'm okay with that. So I'm gonna just stop rambling because I'm just kind of intrigued at this point in time with this whole thing. Yeah, if you guys like the video, like, comment, and subscribe. If you can't wait to see me do something with those later in the year, I mean, I definitely keep it in mind because I've got enough weird Lunkerhunt topwater-ish things, so I could almost do a weird Lunkerhunt topwater-ish things video, and I'll probably just title it that. But yeah, well, it's cool. I don't know what to say about it. I'm also just not really a big fan of Lunkerhunt, even though I put the sticker on my desk. Mostly because I like the sticker. I don't really like Lunkerhunt. Now, like, Addicted, I like. MONSTERBASS, of course, you know, everything else on here. But yeah, no, we're done. You guys need to stay safe out there. Stay well. Stay warm. If you're a Florida guy, stay on high ground. Best wishes to you folks, because it's gonna get deep down there. But always fish around and find out, and I'll catch you guys later. See ya.